Auto-driving cars, yay or nay? Autonomous vehicles, nay?
No.
Would you ride in one?
If it was free.
If it was free?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Just to like see, you know?
right? Like see what it's like to run over someone when you're not driving.
Yeah.
Just to be, oh, okay, this is kind of different than
It's
you.
like passive. Yeah.
Hey, howdy, you're watching Popcast, the crowd-sponsored yo-yo show. Today we are going to be doing an interview with Tessa Piccillo.
Yep.
Nailing that. Right. Tessa Piccillo. And we are going to be talking about Tessa. You have been in yo-yoing for how long?
13 or 14 years.
13. Like, do you remember the year you started?
2009 or 10? 2009, I think. 9.
What was your yo-yo origin story?
My dad had a Omega braid yo-yo, just like sitting on a shelf.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like always very curious of it. And then it was in this like shiny plastic box. And I was like, oh my God, I want to play with it. And then like he let me one time and he taught me how to like rock the baby, probably like really bad form. But I was like, okay, I'm bored of this trick. I want to learn more. And so I just started going on the internet. I was like, when I first started going on the internet, and I looked on YouTube and I was like, whoa, this stuff's crazy. And like I found clubs and like started going to contests. Yeah.
Where were you at the time?
East Bay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you started around 2009, 2010. You got into it because of the Omega Brain.
Yeah.
And first up, palm up, palm down.
You know what? I don't know.
You're doing rock the baby. You just go for it. Let's just see you rock the baby. Okay, palm up, team palm up. Since then, since you got into yo-yoing, you have achieved quite a lot. You have entered the World Yo-Yo Contest, and you got 2 years, 2016 and 2019.
14 and 17, I want to say.
I was not close at all. World Yo-Yo Champion in the women's freestyle division.
Yeah.
Let's hear your thoughts about about the future of women in yo-yoing. Do you have any thoughts about like how that's going so far?
Yeah, I feel like I've been asked this question like so many times, and like I never really have like a good answer. But it's a lot. There's a lot more like girls and like women and stuff than when I first started. There was like no one when I started. Like I think it was like me and like Anne.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's it, you know, and like Jennifer Baybrook, like, you know, but yeah, it's really cool to see like more like young girls and stuff getting into it, because I don't understand why there's not more.
Yeah.
I actually do not understand. Like it's a nerdy thing, I get it, but like I don't know.
It's been very comforting for me to have yo-yo, and I feel very lucky to have gotten into it.
Me too. Yeah.
I would love for the other people to have that experience, and I feel a little bummed if like women and non-binary people feel like it's not for them, because it's like it could be perfect for them.
Yeah.
And I have been excited to see the world, like the women's freestyle becoming more popular. Like you kind of mentioned 2009, there were some women yo-yoers before that were like Jim Baybrook.
Yeah.
They were like 2A players. I feel like for whatever reason, they gravitated towards that. And, you and Anne were the first players I saw kind of going the 1A direction.
Yeah.
And since then, you know, we've got, in Mexico City, I can't remember her name. Betty, yeah, Betty is amazing.
Yes, I love Betty.
Obviously, this year we had Miri Kim.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Mir Kim, a South Korean, I think he's 14, won the World Yo-Yo Division for 1A. And his younger sister, who's like 12 or 13, Miri, won the Women's World Division. And I mean, you can't read the future or anything, but do you think those two are going to be in the same division at some point? Like the 1A division?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Going head to head?
Yeah.
So you've gotten 2 World Yo-Yo Champion titles, and you are now the team captain of Caribou Lodge Yo-Yo W.
Yo-Yo Works?
Is it?
I think it's Works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Team captain.
I feel like I should know that.
And so, like, do you have like a signature line of yo-yos or anything like that?
Yeah. I have a bimetal and monometal signature yo-yo, the Kodiak.
Which one's the better?
I like the monometal right now. Yeah. I think it changes what I like better. But
I've always had a hard time with like bimetals. I don't know why. I think part of it was just like a Costa version and something like that. But like I finally released my first bimetal this year, and I really kind of like it. And I'm like, why was I so hesitant?
Yeah.
Why did I think
really
monometals were the only way to go? So in 2009, 2010, you found like kind of YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like you have a really distinctive style. I really like your style. It's very
Thanks.
flowy. It's technical. It's very creative. Who do you think was, or what was the biggest influence on the way that you kind of developed your style?
Grant Johnson. His videos like were so inspiring to me. Like, and like I thought it was really cool how he just like shot like in his room or like backyard or something, and like his tricks were like so like different and interesting. And probably Grant, yeah, which is cool because like he's kind of like my friend now, so it's kind of cool.
And I have a Patreon. I had asked this morning, what are some questions that my Patreon sponsors would like to hear? Alex Wiggs wants to know, what is it like being so awesome?
Oh my gosh, I wish I knew. I wish I could tell you.
Sorry, Alex, it's a mystery.
I'll find out someday, hopefully.
And Alex says he's a big fan of your style. And that's the setup for that. And Eric Mishker says, since Tessa has been on tour as a rock and roll drummer in Badvril,
A rock and roll drummer.
yeah,
like
and
that.
becoming a rock star on NPR Music, do you have any parallels with yo-yo culture? And how has the yo-yo prepared you for your life in music?
Whoa, interesting. I think like trick construction and like song like construction is kind of like you can kind of like put similarities in there. Like it's, I guess anything like that is kind of like you build it the same and it comes from like the same place, just like a different medium, right? Then it definitely helped me with being on stage because like yo-yoing, you're like alone up there, you know, and that was like something really hard for me to get over. And then now I can like be on stage like chilling in the back like on the drums with like all my friends, so it's like really, I think that helped a lot though. Like I don't get nervous on stage like with music. I get nervous like before a show or something, but not like stage fright, which is cool. I think yo-yoing helped me a lot with that. Like a lot.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I'm sure I still get nervous on stage though yo-yoing.
Do you ever yo-yo on stage? Like people always like, whenever I do like a music show, they're always like, do your yo-yo trick. Do you ever like get that request, or do you kind of keep that
No,
separate?
I do like to keep it separate.
Yeah.
Well, I went on tour with CLYW in 2019, and every night she had me do like a trick on stage. Like she had me come out from behind the kit and do a trick, and I was like, oh my god.
And Faye Webster has the most unusual yo-yo throw I've ever seen. I would love
I
to.
love her style.
Her style is so
it's
cool.
super sick,
I don't
yeah.
know where she picked it up. It's like she just kind of reached into another universe and pulled out a new way to kind of interact with the yo-yo. And yeah, I didn't know that you toured her with her, but like she should be like also doing yo-yo like in the middle of her. Did she like stop her show and be like, I'm gonna yo-yo now?
I think on previous tours, yeah, but
Okay.
I don't think she does that anymore. But I'm not sure. But she always has like yo-yoers come up and do tricks. It's really fun. Like her shows are fun.
And you mentioned that it helped you kind of get used to being on stage, which that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
You mentioned the song construction being similar to kind of yo-yo trick construction. A thing I'd always thought about is I feel like I don't really like jazz at all, but I feel like jazz metaphors really work a lot with like yo-yoing.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I feel like I've learned a lot of riffs, and it's very easy for me to just kind of improvise those riffs. And I feel like jazz musicians aren't really thinking. It's a lot of where you're just kind of reacting. Your body is just kind of used to it. Even though it's like really mental, there's a lot of physical stuff that goes with it. And I feel like when I'm yo-yoing, I'm just improvising with a lot of riffs that I've already kind of known that I can just kind of pull out of my back pocket anytime. Just kind of
Yeah.
like, oh, this always goes well, and this would be a good natural flow into this. Yeah. So is that kind of what you're talking about when you're talking about?
Yeah, and that's like exactly. Yeah.
There's another yo-yoer that I think of, Kevin. He was on Team Anti-Yo, and he's actually huge on TikTok now. He's like a folk musician.
And then I got to thinking how recently a lot I pondered suicide, but I could never do that to my mom.
Field medic.
Yes, Field
Yes. Okay. No, I know field medic. I know
Kevin, right? But yeah, Field Medic is definitely one of those folks who's like kind of moved away from yo-yoing, and now like music is his life.
Yeah.
And I'm worried that that's going to happen to you, that like you're just gonna be gone, and then like 10 years from now, like you'll be like, I used to yo-yo.
Back in the day.
And then your TikTok videos will be like yo-yo chick. God, I couldn't possibly. It's been 10 years since I picked up the yo-yo.
It's been 84 years. I don't think yo-yoing will always be in my life, but yeah.
Gian Carlson says, how did you get into redirects? I've always been interested in those and you use them a lot in your tricks/routines. I don't even know what he's talking. I mean, I know redirects with like responsive yo-yo.
Redirects. I guess I do that. I don't know.
What is a redirect?
It's like when you change direction. I don't know how I got into that. With all my tricks, it's like whatever comes natural and what feels right. So it's never like anything I'm like trying to do. I just do it. That's interesting. I don't know why I got into that. I'll think of that.
Well, they're about to get back to
Next time.
Leave it in the comments for Gian. And yeah. So now that you're captain of the Team Caribou Lodge Yo-Yo Workshop, how is that role changed the way that you yo-yo? Is there a lot more responsibility involved?
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing like the other side of it. Like I'm not really competing anymore. I mean, maybe I will eventually. I don't know, but yeah, it's interesting being a part of like the other side of it and like working with the team and like kind of being like the middleman for stuff and like sending people stuff and like, yeah, I don't know. It's fun. It's interesting. I've never had a job like that, so it's kind of just learning as I go.
Are any of the Team CLYW members paid?
Paid?
Yeah, like as a professional. Some people
Money in yo-yo.
like yeah, some people think like a professional means that you have to make money or the majority of your income has to come from there. I don't really think I think that's a crappy way of defining what a pro is.
Yeah.
Like a sponsorship is like, it could be like free yo-yos, free string.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Paid trips.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
But do they ever like hire you to do a gig at like a Walmart or something?
No, but I have been hired at Walmart. I have been hired for like stuff like that, but not through a sponsor. Usually just through like a place if they find me somehow. I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah.
And has being a team captain made you want to yo-yo more, or do you think it might somehow like kind of push you away from actually yo-yoing?
Kind of like a little bit of both, actually. So it's like a push-pull. Like, yeah.
I see that with a lot of pros or people who get involved in like contests. It seems like quite often they like might burn out.
Yeah.
And like managing people, that's hard work. Especially yo-yoers, we're all dicks. Like we're the worst group of people to deal with. I think we're super flaky. I think. Although actually thinking about the Team Caribou Lodge, somehow y'all are all pretty. Anthony and Alan and everybody seems like really well put together people.
I'm glad it looks that way, man.
Okay.
Good.
Quick question time. Do you use public transit?
Yeah, I love the bus.
What's your favorite line?
33.
Do you skate?
Not really, no.
Do you tag?
No.
What is your favorite San Francisco band that's still around?
I don't know if I got an answer for you.
Wow. Okay. What about historically any San Francisco bands that are dying?
I know, I'm trying to think.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't know.
When's your next San Francisco show?
Friday.
Where at?
The Knockout.
So the Knockout used to be the Odeon, owned by Chicken John. When I first came to town, when I was visiting San Francisco 18 years ago, it was to do a show at what is now the Knockout called the Monsters of Yo-Yo. And Kia from Anti-Yo and Sunny put together this show at a really small, weird, quirky bar. It was like a Burning Man bar back then, and now it's like rock punk and younger audience, right? But like then it was like 30s and ups artists, and Monsters of Yo-Yo at the Odeon. And I did that show. I stayed at Kia's house for the weekend. He said, "Hey, why don't you just stay for the end of the month? I'll stay at my girlfriend's house." End of the month, I just found a place and I just stayed here.
That's so sick.
So I came here to do a show at what is now the Knockout, and fell in love with the city, fell in love with that particular bar. All those, changed owners, it's still dope. Had my first shot of Fernet there. Dude, I was in San Francisco. Do you drink Fernet?
I used to. I actually don't drink anymore, but Fernet definitely was that was
Fernet.
good stuff.
I love Fernet. I guess on that note, that's all the questions I have. If people want to follow you online, what's a good way for them to do that?
On Instagram, Tessa Piccillo.
Tessa Piccillo.
If you could spell it.
Tessa Piccillo, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your 2 World Yo-Yo Chart titles and the release of your upcoming tri-metal yo-yo
Yeah.
at Caribou Lodge.
It's coming.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.